So, from your playing and your performing, you have moved into a beautiful stage of collaborations as well.
Yeah.
You have collaborated with other Carnatic artists. You have collaborated for world music, literally. So, collaborations form now a large part of your performing life. Would you just share some of those experiences? Something that
Yes.
we'd like to know.
Well, actually, it relates to the previous question also. On the that idea of taking more compositions and presenting அந்த ஒரு thought processல வந்தது தான் இந்த collaborative attempts. Because my aim, as I said, was to take those compositions and put அது எப்படி பண்ணலாம் when you meet artists who are of similar ideas of you and who are at least as good as you, if not better. அவங்க அந்த மாதிரி artists, when you meet them and when you collaborate, actual beautiful music happens. And I've been really blessed to meet such great people. Initially I started playing mandolin Mohanavina duet with Shri Varghese. He's actually a disciple of Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt. He resides in Chennai. That's my first collaboration. Then I collaborated with Shri Rohan Das Gupta from Kolkata. He's an amazing sitarist, and he's actually a disciple of Padma Bhushan as Ustad Halim Jafar Khan Sahab. So, angende I started doing a series of tribute videos called Gurusmithi. Anga I think I really started branching out. Is maybe that was the point எனக்கு இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ஓப்பன் ஆகிற மாதிரி எனக்கு தோணிடுச்சு. Because I met some really amazing arrangers. Like there is one very talented arranger called Mr. Prashant Techno. He's here. He has his own team called Madly Blues, and they do for all this Big Boss commercials and all. அவங்களா பண்றாங்க இப்போ. So I had a chance to take a Tyagaraja Kriti and work with him. And Satish Agunathan is another composer come arranger I had. We actually did collaborations in Airtel Super Singer in 2016. We were invited to perform together. He's apart from being a ghazal, apart from being a composer and arranger, he's a very good ghazal singer also. So we had a really good time. And then அந்த மாதிரி இன்னும் நிறைய ஆர்டிஸ்டோட I had a chance to go to Azerbaijan in 2013, a very beautiful country. Anga the music is just phenomenal. There I had a chance to work with the local musicians there and create some vibrant music. And a highlight of so far of my career would be also the collaboration with the Sunshine Orchestra of the R. Rahman Foundation. That really opened my horizons, I would say, because what goes into arranging, what goes into rearranging a song, the elements involved, இது எப்படி பண்ணலாம் அது எப்படி பண்ணலாம். I learned a lot from Shri Srinivasa Murthy sir and the Sunshine Orchestra. I mean, he's the one who is the mentor and arranger for the whole team. So I learned a lot from him. My eyes got opened even more, and now I'm able to I would say I've been allowed to think better on how to take my goal of taking the compositions forward. அது எப்படி அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட் பண்ணால் நல்லாயிருக்கும், அது எப்படி எந்த எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் போட்டால் நல்லாயிருக்கும்னு இப்போ எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக புரிய ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு. ஸோ as you said, the collaborations are really a vital part in taking it the next step forward.
So, you were a student who was very close to the Guru. The bonding was very good, and I think that also impacted your music, your learning from him. And what did he teach you about performances? You know, how you actually perform, and how do you feel you implement this learning, especially in the aradhanas you offer to him?
Performances, I mean, that's he never specific ஒன்று சொல்லி கொடுக்கல. I mean, like apart from the lessons of how to play a ragam or how to play a kriti and the grammar of a kriti and grammar of அதெல்லாம் சொல்லி கொடுப்பாரு. But performance per se we never really talked about. I mean, he never really thought, because that's something you have to pick up. அதுக்கு best way I think he decided to teach us all was to have us on the dais. We would be sitting on the dais, just I mean, அவங்க உட்கார பண்டலுக்கு கீழே உட்காருவோம் நாங்கள். ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸாக ஒரு பெரிய கும்பலாக நாங்கள் உட்காருவாங்க ஸ்டேஜ் மேலே. தேர் வி அப்சர்வ்ட் அண்ட் வி லேர்ன்ட் how to play, how to interact, what the body language has to be, how to enjoy basically. He taught us how to enjoy performing. I think that is the most important lesson that a student who is aspiring to be a performer should learn, how to enjoy. Because our எப்போவுமே ஒரு விஷயம் சொல்லுவார், first you have to enjoy your music, then only the audience will enjoy. Because if you yourself look like you're writing an exam on stage, அவங்களுக்கும் எக்ஸாம் எழுதுகிற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். கேட்குறதே ஒரு எக்ஸாம் இருந்தால் ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். ஸோ that particular lesson I think I learned for seeing nearly a decade of his concerts. Because right from I think 2003 or 4 my mother pushed me on the dais, because one thing, if I was sitting with her I would be sleeping. That was an unfortunate habit I had during concerts. I would sleep, or she had to bribe me with chips and popcorn to make me sit there. Otherwise I would just go away. I wasn't really all that interested in music. So appada she decided, okay, let's push this guy to the dais. She asked Srinivasa's permission, and he says, தெரியும் நான் பார்க்குறேன், அவன் தூங்குறான்னு தெரியுது, நீங்கள் இவனை எங்கேயே உட்கார வச்சுருங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவன் பார்க்குற. I don't know how this full auditorium, full seating capacity, his concerts always have full attendance. How he is able to see a kid sleeping in his concert from that distance, I don't know. Because we will never sit in the front. அம்மாவுக்கு அது வேறு ஒரு பயம், ஐயோ அவர் பார்த்துட்டாரு, இது என்ன பயம் இருக்குது. ஸோ நாங்கள் எங்கேயோ ஒரு மிடில் ரோல் உட்காரிச்சு கூட he is able to see me that I'm sleeping there, or I'm busy eating the chips. You please let him sit. அங்கே போனவுடனே I had to focus on what he was doing. So பண்ண I got into it so much that, because it was literally an art seeing him perform. I mean, listening to art is one thing, but if an artist is able to make you feel that, his performance itself, viewing that is an art, it's amazing. And that uncle did it so effortlessly. So I learned that. And one thing he had a standing principle was that, first you master your classical music. When you do that, all other collaborations or your work with other musicians, or musicians from cross genre, other genres, will become easy. I took that to heart, and I have practically found that it helped my collaborations, especially during Gurusmithi also. இப்போ ஒரு சதீஷ் ரகுநாதன் or மூர்த்தி அண்ணாவோட நான் வந்து I'm able to understand what they're saying. I'm able to convey what I want to say. It's because I know whatever little that I know. அந்த ஒரு classical music மேலே எனக்கு ஒரு கான்ஃபிடென்ஸ் இருக்குது. I wouldn't say command, but I would say I have a reasonable amount of experience in that. So I can communicate with them. Sir, இப்படி வேணும், இப்படி வேண்டாம், அப்படி பண்ணலாம், இந்த கிருத்தி எடுக்கலாம். So these kind of things I learned from Srinivas and uncle, and now I'm able to implement it in my performances, and also in all of the tribute videos I do
to him. So Gurusmithi, this is a word that I think resounds in your life every year.
Absolutely.
A very important part of your life. So what does Gurusmithi involve? What do you plan, and how do you execute it?
So Gurusmithi is the name of a multifaceted concept I am doing in my life. I mean, like one part of it is teaching. I have quite a few students now who are coming to me and online la kattukranga. Now I have students from US, I have students from Australia. They're coming and they're learning from me. Second part of it is every February during his birth anniversary, we invite artists, senior artists who have worked with Anna or who have interacted with Anna. அவங்களை கூப்பிட்டு அவங்கள ஆனர் பண்ணி அவங்க வந்து ஒரு 2-3 வார்த்தை பேச வச்சு, and then we invite legendary artists to perform for us as their Aradhana. And we have been really blessed to, startingly we had the opportunity to invite the great Veena maestro Shri Kannan Balakrishnan sir. He's been a great pillar of support for us, because he likes God's grace. I don't know, நான் பண்ற ஒரு இதில் he found the sincerity in it, and he's been helping me. He inaugurated the whole Gurusmithi concept. அவர் வந்து நார்தகான சபாவில் கச்சேரி வாசிக்க ஆரம்பிச்ச உடனே everything அங்கேருந்து it started rolling. Then the next year we invited Ravikiran sir, Chitravina Ravikiran sir. we had P.S. Narayanaswamy Mama, a great doyen and teacher of Carnatic music, to come and speak a few words about Anna. We had M. Chandrasekhar sir, the violin legend, and then we had Y.G. Mahendran sir, a great. I mean, they're all people you've grown up listening to or seeing from a distance. அவங்க வந்து நான் பண்ணுற ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு ஆராதனாக்கு வந்து அவங்க வந்து bless பண்ணி பண்ணுறது I only see it as a blessing from Srinivas sir. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Then we had Kanyakumari Mami, who came and played for his 50th birth anniversary in 2019. That was amazing. She played a Ragam Thanu Pallavi in the 50th Melakarta, Namanarayani, and that was amazing. I mean, இதெல்லாம் கொடுத்து வச்சிருக்கணும் to see, to interact, to hear. We had Ranjani Gayatri Akka coming and speaking a few words. இதெல்லாம் amazing. I'm just too thrilled to even remember and talk about it. Third facet of Gurusmithi is the tribute videos. Every September I do as a tribute to Srinivas uncle during his death anniversary. So it's a three-faceted thing. God's grace, I'm having the strength to do it so far, and I only pray for God that He keeps giving me the strength to do it some more.
The teacher itself is the inspiration, so I'm sure it will go on, and I'm sure every one of us watching have enjoyed it in the past and really looking forward to what comes out from it. And there was this special occasion of his 50th birth anniversary, where, like you mentioned, Kanyakumari Mami played the 50th Melakarta Ragam, but you put together a collection of the 50 Ragams as an offering for him.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I was talking to Kannan Balakrishnan sir, and, he said, look, this is the 50th year. He would have been 50. So you, as a student, you have to do something special. When we were talking about it, he said, why don't you take 50 ragas, make a theme out of it and play the whole 50 ragas within 20 minutes. So basically it's like covering a whole gamut of colors. அவர் ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் சொல்கிறச்சே நான் ரொம்ப பயந்தேன். ஏன்னா ஒரு ராகம் வாசிக்கிறதே I'm not being humble or anything, but even to play one ragam you have to go deep, and it's like going into an ocean. You just can't touch the ocean, the shore, and say that you're swam the ocean or whatever. But 50 ragas 20 நிமிஷத்துல வாசிக்கிறது வந்து it's such a on the outset it looked really mammoth. But once we started planning, my mother has been a great force behind that. She really helped me in setting the ragas in order. Eppadi vaasa it makes sense. Eppadi vasikano, எந்த phrase எடுத்தா நல்லா இருக்கும், you take it in this direction, you take it in that direction, அப்படின்னு she gave us constant input. Angandana it kind of got into shape, and when we actually did it, there was another huge surprise that we had. Kuchi Sai Shankar nu solittu or periya illustrator from Andhra. He is a great fan of Srinivas sir also, like all of us. When he heard that I was doing this concept, he said, look, when you do that, I will also come and do my bit of Aradhana by illustrating what I see as the 50 ragas that you're doing. Visually putting into a canvas what he perceived that was a really interesting concept, and the way he brought it out, that picture is amazing. I will share the picture with you, but it's on the a great artist, when he sees and hears and takes inspiration from what you're playing, that's a big blessing. I mean, I think that 50th year would be really remembered for a long time, because the way the whole sequence of events happened. On the 50 ragas வாசிச்ச உடனே கன்யா மாமி வந்து சொன்னாங்க, நான் வந்து ஒரு ராகமாக பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன், you didn't miss even a single ragam. So I was okay. சரி, கன்யா மாமி ஓகேன்னு சொன்னாங்கன்னா அப்போ I did a good job. I took it as a stamp of approval from Anna.
From the Guru himself.
Yes.
Very true. Very true. Actually, all this has been inspired by a teacher. So,
Yeah.
in your life, how important is teaching? And how do you, motivate your students and keep them going?
Teaching is teaching is really, I would say, as important as performing itself, because I mean, I'm here because uncle took the time to teach his students. So அதே மாதிரி the responsibility falls on me to pass on this great instrument to the next generation also. So teaching is really important, and on another personal note, I would say it'll make you into a better artist, because when you teach, you start realizing what mistakes you have done. You realize what you need to do, because you can't teach the wrong things to your students. You have to make sure that all your own lessons are perfect. So to me, it has been a rain check on myself, maybe. And like, okay, I'm doing this wrong, I should change this. I can't teach this to my students. So it's like maybe teaching myself on how to play properly. So I would say, apart from having the great responsibility of passing on the music I learned from him, it also sharpens my own music. ஒன்றும் இல்லை, நான் கீதம் வந்து வாசித்து ஒரு 20 வருஷம் மேலே இருக்கும், மோகன கீதம். Now my student has come to Geetam, I'm like, okay, this is a mistake I made when I was teaching her. So, okay, வேணாம் இது மாற்ற கீதம் of all, I mean, நம்ம first initial lessons, what we learned, we go back to our roots, and that's really important that you go back to. So teaching always keeps you in contact with your roots.
So back to the basics with teaching.
Yes.
And as motivation, how do you actually do that to the students?
I motivate them by showing how I would perform on stage, and a bigger motivation would be to show uncle's recordings and concerts and all. So at this age where everything is available at the click of a button, I think motivation க்கு ஒன்றும் குறைச்சல் இல்லை. If you ask me, எல்லாமே இருக்கு. Srinivasar concert வேணா இருக்கு. If you want to see my concert, it's there. So I just have to show them, you look into this, you want aim to get this perfection. When you tell them you to do that and do this, personally, I've seen that they do get motivated. A lot of my students, அது நான் வாசிக்கிற ஒரு கிருத்தியாக இருக்கட்டும், இல்லைனா அண்ணாவோட அங்கிளோட கிருத்தியாக இருக்கட்டும், அதெல்லாம் பார்க்கறச்சே அவங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ஓகே, இந்த மாதிரி நம்மளும் வாசிக்கணும்னு ஒரு மோட்டிவேஷன் வருது. ஸோ தட் ரியலி is a major point.
Okay, so teaching, performing, we've covered a lot of aspects. We've just many concerts and many interactions with you. One thing that has stood out is your fascination with the Simhanandanam Thalam. That seems to be a great favorite of yours, and a challenge as well, which you, I think, take up with a lot of enthusiasm. Can you share a few details of both the Thalam and why it inspires you so much?
Okay, so I first read about this Thalam in Lalgudi sir's biography, An Incurable Romantic by Lakshmi Devnaji. அவங்க அந்த biography படிக்கிறச்சே I came across a chapter where they said, Mudikondan Venkatraman Iyer was the first one to have brought the Thalam back into the concert circle. Music Academy, I don't remember the year exactly when. It's sometime during the 50s or 60s. I have to check. But during that time, during a conference, basically, he sang Pallavi in Shimanandana Thalam, which is 128 beat cycle Thalam. One of the largest and the most complex Thalams of Carnatic music, because it's just not about the beats, it's the angams. Like Guru, or those kind of angams, we don't use them anymore in the concert circuit. Ipo Rupaka Thalame நம்ம எடுத்தா there's 6 beats and 3 beats. Most common form of Rupaka Thalam we find in concerts is the 1 2 3. 6 beats வந்து 1 2 1 2 3 4. அது சில கிருத்திஸ்க்கு தான் நம்ம வாசிக்கிறச்சே தவிர it's not commonly heard. Like that, there are so many angams, like 8 Guru or 8 beat angam irukku. Like you have to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 abdi. complexity, as far as I understand, happens because of the various combinations of rare angams. மொத்தமாக 18 அங்கம் இருக்குது அந்த தாளத்துக்கு. ஸோ டு கம்போஸ் அ பல்லவி இன் தட் தாளம் seemed amazing to me, and especially அந்த பயோகிராஃபியில் அவங்க என்ன எழுதியிருந்தாங்க, தட் லால்குடி சார் ஆக்சுவலி spent a night in Mudikundan Venkatraman sir's house the previous night, the kacheri munadi night, to just understand the thalam and to practice with, because the thalam is so complex that even a genius like Lalgudi sir had to take the time to practice with the other maestros. So I've then seen other performances by other stalwarts. அவங்க என்ன பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, ஒரு ராகத்தை எடுத்து அந்த தாளத்தை காமிச்சிருக்காங்க, பல்லவி பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் ஆஸ்கிங் மை மதர், லைக், why don't instrumentalists take up this thalam? So Amma was saying, like, okay, this thalam is so huge. First of all, vocalists வந்து அந்த தாளம் போட்டு காமிக்கிறது தான் is the real challenge, and singing, of course. So instrumentalist, it actually doesn't really have a chance to shine, because when you as an instrumentalist play the pallavi, it's literally like a kriti, because the oru avartanam of Shivanandan Thalam vaasicha udane it sounds like a kriti. So Amma came up with a brilliant idea of, why don't we split the angams into 4 divisions, 18 divided by 4, so 6, 5, 4, 3, ஆரங்கம், அஞ்சங்கம், நாலங்கம், மூணங்கம், ஒரு அங்கத்துக்கு ஒரு ராகம். So basically it became a Chaturraga Malika Pallavi, where the shift of melody indicated the changing of angams. And I became the first instrumentalist to attempt that Pallavi, and it came out really well. I posted this on Facebook, and lot of stalwarts really enjoyed it, and the feedback was so tremendous that I thought, okay, I mean, credit goes to my mother for composing such a Pallavi and to teach me that Pallavi and making me play it well. Amazing. I mean, that's one chapter I hope to again repeat sometime in future, but God willing, let's see.
Okay. It's a chapter you've enjoyed, and again, a brilliant learning experience.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, and listening to you, like, from the beginning, this little walk down your life that we've had, it's so clear that your family, particularly your mother, have played a very important support role in your life. So in shaping you into a musician, how has your family been a support to you?
Very, very supportive. You ask any artist, they'll say the first thing that they really need is a supportive family. ஃபேமிலி ஃபஸ்ட்டு அவங்க சப்போர்ட் பண்ணால் தான் உங்களுக்கு கரேஜ் வரும் டு ஆக்சுவலி டேக் அப் தி ஆர்ட் அண்ட் ஃபேஸ் தி சொசைட்டி வித் இட், பிகாஸ் ஆர்டிஸ்ட் ஃபேஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் challenges right from the start, be it in any financial or social or anything. அது ஒரு till you reach a level, அந்த ஒரு challenges இருந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும் ஃபேமிலியே. ஐ மீன், immediate family இல்லாமல் extended family also will start putting pressure, like, okay, what are you doing, what is this, what is that. ஸோ அந்த ஒரு விதத்தில் ஃபேமிலி, ஒரு இமீடியட் ஃபேமிலி, when they support you, that courage and the confidence you get out of it is amazing. It cannot be matched. So as you said, my father, my mother, my grandfather, my uncle, they've been very supportive, and they said, you go ahead, ஒன்றும் ஆகாது, நீ எடுத்துக்கோ, நீ பண்ணு, உனக்கு you do as you what you like. And because I really like playing music, they said, do it. And my mother being a great musician herself, it kind of all fell into place. So my mother especially had to go through a lot of hardships in Solomate, a lot of challenges to get to where I am. First பெரம்பூர்லேருந்து அங்கேருந்து கூட்டின்னு போய், and அங்கே, I mean, I wasn't showing any promise or interest at that point. Wasn't till very late in my life that, in my teenage life, that I started showing interest. So confidence oda enna கூட்டின்னு போயிட்டு அங்கே ஸ்ரீனிவாசருக்கு, I mean, you had to wait, there's no other option. When you go to his class, there are a huge line of students, and he refused to take group classes. அவர் எப்போவுமே குரூப்பாக எடுக்க மாட்டார். நீங்கள் அங்கே போனீங்கன்னா வெயிட் பண்ணும், டாக்டர் கன்சல்டேஷன் மாதிரி. அங்கே வந்து ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டாக முடிச்சுட்டு தான் பண்ணுவார். ஸோ நாங்கள் 10 o'clock போனால், my turn will come at sometime 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But it's never a waste, because you get to see what he's teaching other students also. And to me, it was, apart from that, I also had quite a lot of free time to practice. இப்போ நான் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணாமல் அங்கே போய் உட்காரிச்சு என்னோட முன்னாடி ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இருப்பான், திட்டு வாங்கியிருப்பான், ஓகே இது பண்ணக்கூடாது, நான் நோட் பண்ணிவிட்டு நான் அங்கேயே ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு காமிச்சிருவேன் அவருக்கு. ஸோ அந்த, ஐ மீன், இட் வாஸ் ஃபன், இட் வாஸ் ரியலி ஃபன். So this family as such, they've really supported me a lot, and I can't express my gratitude enough to them. Especially even my grandfather, he's so active on Facebook and on all social media. I mean, if you give him a role of PR manager, he'll be the best, I would say. His Facebook timeline எல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்னோட பற்றி தான் இருக்குது, வேறு ஒன்றுமே இல்லை. அவரே ஒன்றும் ஷேர் பண்ண மாட்டார். அண்ட் இன் த ஃபீல்ட் ஹீஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் நோன் அஸ் த மேண்ட்லின் தாத்தா, பிகாஸ் கச்சேரிக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணோன்னா அவரோட நம்பர் தான் நாங்கள் போட்டிருக்கோம். ஸோ பீப்புள் யூ கால் ஹிம். So if you need a concept from me, you need to call him. That's the thing. So that is really a big blessing.
That's nice. And what is so heartening is probably the complete family coming together for you.
Yeah.
And that blessing, we hope it keeps you going, keeps them going.
Absolutely.
Because music itself is the blessing that they are also receiving. Your music, your mother's music, such a beautiful event.